Good morning, children. Today we are try to discuss nearly 3 or 4 chapters. First of all, I will discuss this in this revision class. I will try to explain coordinate geometry. First of all, coordinate geometry is nothing but a Cartesian coordinate system. We already studied in the 9th class. If the xy plane is there in the 3-dimensional or 2-dimensional, if you take xy, in this axis we are this 2-dimensional divided into 4 quadrants. This is the first quadrant, second, third and fourth. In these 4 quadrants there are signs will be there. In the signs, in the first quadrant both are positive. In the second quadrant this is negative and positive, both are negative. Here positive and negative. In this case x is positive and y also positive. In this x is negative, y is positive. In the third quadrant both are negative, and in the fourth quadrant x is positive and y is negative. Like that the coordinate Cartesian system divided into 4 quadrants. In this based this coordinate geometry indicates position of a point. In real life examples we have used so many applications. If you go for a Xerox machine or a scanner, we have to use the coordinate geometry application. And also if you want to Google Maps, we are using coordinate geometry because it shows how much distance. Here we are applying the coordinate geometry application. And if you go building construction, civil engineering, how much distance they have to see, angle of elevation, their coordinate geometry they will use the concept in real life applications. If you go here majorly, if you take position of a point, basically in 2 vertical line and 1 horizontal line where it is intersecting, that take pointing as a origin, and we can locate where the point is locating in the plane. This is very useful chapter in real life situations. And in the map also we can use the distance. We can find out 2 places. Very important this chapter is, and also very easy chapter. We can use only the formulas, and if they here the major we are having 4 concepts. Distance formula they can use in the first concept, and the second one is section formula, and the third one is area of the triangle, and the fourth concept is slope. These 4 concepts only there. In that 4 concepts, first of all, distance between 2 points. In a plane, if you take xy plane, we can derive the formula distance between 2 points. If you take a point P x1 comma y1 and another point Q x2 comma y2, we can make a right angle triangle, and by using the same point we can derive this distance, PQ distance we can get. By using this distance we can find out both points lies on x-axis, and here also same distance we can get. How much distance we can get here? PR distance, QR distance. By using hypotenuse square equal to side square plus side square, that formula we can derive the distance formula. We can take as a distance is d equal to root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. This is the distance between 2 points, x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square root. This based on this formula we can do first exercise completely. Here we are having some concepts. See, first of all, the distance between 2 points. By substituting this point, if you take generally, if you take a point P2, 3 located in the plane, xy plane, means what we can say from definition means it is a 2 units perpendicular from y-axis, and this is a 3 units perpendicular distance from x-axis. This point is located, or in other words we can say on x-axis 2 and y-axis is 3, that point locates. And also simply we can substitute in the distance formula, and first of all find the distance between 2 points means we can use this formula, and do the points form a triangle or not. They will give the 3 vertices and we need to check it forms a triangle or not. Triangle means, what is the definition of a triangle? Sum of 2 sides is greater than the third side, or we can say if you get a sum of any 2 sides is equal to third side, we can conclude that those 3 points are collinear, it cannot form a triangle. We can use both formulas. You can go for the sum of 2 distance is equal to third side, then it does not form a triangle. Or you can go directly in the third concept, area of triangle, half mod. That formula we can use here. Any one of the formula we can use. If the area is 0, we can say collinear points, it does not form a triangle. You can apply any one of the formula here. If you go, next one is show that the points are the vertices of a square, rhombus, parallelogram, any one they can say, and also find the area. If you want to take a quadrilateral, we are having the condition, if you A, B, C, D is a quadrilateral, we are having the conditions. If he asked that you show that the vertices of a square, means we need to use the distance formula, find out all the distances. If AB equal to BC equal to all the sides distance equal and the diagonals also equal, we can say that it forms a square. We can conclude, and area of the square is nothing but side into side. We can use that formula. If you want to prove show that those are the vertices of a rhombus, means we can say that same concept we will apply distance formula, AB, BC, CD, DA. You will get all sides are equal and diagonals not equal. We can conclude that that is a rhombus. If you go, and the area of rhombus is nothing but half D1 D2 concept we will apply here. If you go, we want to show that vertices of a parallelogram, means same concept. All sides here we will get as opposite sides are equal distance and diagonals not equal, then it conclude that parallelogram. If opposite sides equal and diagonals also equal, we can say that is a rectangle. If you go next concept, relation between x and y, and which is equidistance. What is equidistance? Equidistance is nothing but if you take a point P in a plane, and A is another way and B is another. PA distance is how much, PB distance also same. We can conclude that P is equidistance from A and B. From P to A, how much distance is there? From P to B also same distance. We can conclude that P is equidistance from A and B. The relation means we need to equate, if P, since P is a equidistance from A and B, we can conclude that PA equal to PB. Then apply the root condition. We will get one relation and squaring on both sides. Then after that we will get a relation between x and y. One linear equation in two variable or linear equation in one variable will exist. If you take same point, we know already point on y-axis means the x coordinate is 0. The general form is whenever point on y-axis means p 0, y. This is the standard form. If a point on x-axis means p x, 0. And he is saying that find a point on y-axis which is equidistant. Same concept we will apply, but instead of x we will take as 0 because the point is on y-axis. Same concept we will apply here, PA equal to PB. They will give the vertices A 1, 2 or B 3, 2, whatever the value, same relation we will get only the y value because x is, there is no x, and we will get a y equal to 3 or y equal to 2, we will get some answer. And after that, if you go show that the points forms an equilateral triangle, or they can ask isosceles triangle, or they can say that scalar triangle. If you take a triangle, apply the distance formula here. If AB equal to BC and also equal to AC, then we can conclude that this forms an equilateral triangle. If any two sides equal, then we can conclude that it forms an isosceles triangle. That is one more concept. If you go with name the type of quadrilateral, means already we discussed which type of quadrilateral it forms: square, rhombus, rectangle, or parallelogram, or we can sometimes they can ask trapezium. Based on that conditions, we can conclude that which type of quadrilateral. First of all sides are equal and diagonals equal, it forms a square. All sides are equal and diagonals not equal, we can conclude that it forms a rhombus. If opposite sides are equal, diagonals not equal, it forms a parallelogram. If opposite sides are equal, diagonals equal, then it forms a rectangle. After that, the next concept is, if distance between 2 points they will give some units, then we need to find out x. In this case, they will give some point P 1, x and a Q 3, 4. Then distance between is 10. Find the value of x. They can ask those kind of questions. We can get distance formula, root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. By this, almost we finished distance concept. If you go, next concept is section formula. Section formula, how can you derive, means we can take the point in the xy plane. In the xy plane, if you take 2 points P x1 y1 and Q x2 y2 and M divides m1 is to m2. if you take the ratio, we can use here, draw one horizontal line like this, and here also one horizontal line, vertical line. We can prove these two triangles are similar. These two triangles are similar. Here R, S, like this. PMR and MQS triangles, we can prove that those are similar. Then after that, by using similar, we can get the condition. Section formula is Px comma y equal to, we can get as M1 x2 plus M2 x1 by M1 plus M2 M1 y2 plus M2 y1 by M1 plus M2. Here generally we will take as P, here some A and B, like that. We will get the section formula here. This is the formula. Then we can get second exercise completely based on this formula. If you go with find the coordinate AB divides in the ratio 3:1, means here ratio will take as M1 is 3 and M2 is 1, and they will do the coordinates A and B. Then we will take A and B as one A is x1 y1 and we can take as x2 y2. Then substitute, we will get the coordinates of P. In the same this formula we can deduce midpoint, means the ratio is 1:1, M1 is to M2, means we can get midpoint is nothing but P x comma y, will get as midpoint AB, then that is nothing but x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2, like this. This is the midpoint formula we can derive from section formula by taking ratio 1:1, exactly midpoint. And if you go trisectional point, means if you take the line segment, very important concept, this is trisectional point, they can ask 4 marks question. If you take the coordinates A and B is a line segment, trisect means nothing but it divides into 3 equal parts. 3 equal parts. This is P divides AB in the ratio 1:2 and Q divides AB in the ratio 2:1. The same section formula will apply, but you are changing the ratio. One time you are taking as 1:2 and other time you are taking as 2:1. Here x1 y1 x2 y2 is given. We can apply the same formula, we can get trisectional point. If you go median, median is nothing but in a triangle, if you take midpoint of one side of a line, one side of a triangle, the line segment joining midpoint of one side of a triangle to opposite vertex, this AD is nothing but median. And if you go centroid of a triangle, and median will divide the triangle into 2:1 ratio, the median divides the triangle into 2:1 ratio. And also if you go centroid is nothing but the intersection of 3 medians, the intersection of 3 medians, that point is nothing but a centroid. Here E, here F. AD is a median, B is a median, CF is also median. Those 3 points intersect, 3 medians are intersecting at a single point, then those we call as centroid. And centroid divides the triangle into 2:1 ratio. Here we can apply 2:1 ratio, we can get the centroid formula x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3, like that. And also some more questions like this, in what ratio does the point P divides AB, means we can take as a P divides AB, we have to assume that M1 is to M2 and equate the x coordinate x and y coordinate equal to y, then we can get any one of the coordinate equate x, either x equal to x or y equal to y, then we can get the ratio. In the same way, if you go next one, find the ratio in which y axis divide. Y axis means you have to same formula you have to apply, but in the x comma y means the y coordinate is y value and x coordinate is 0, and first of all use the same section formula, equate this one, will get as ratio, then after that substitute in this y coordinate, will get y value, and also will get a point of intersection. And the last one is show that the points form a parallelogram. Parallelogram means nothing but we can go for first exercise distance formula, or you can go here midpoint of diagonals bisect each other, means midpoint of AC equal to midpoint of BD. If both midpoints are equal, then we can say it forms a parallelogram, we can conclude. And one more concept is A and B are the given points, and AP they won't give direct ratio, but they will give the ratio 3:7. AP by AB is nothing but 3:7. We can get AP by AB, total length is 3:7, means we can use like this, AP by AB we can write as AP plus PB equal to 3/7. Cross multiply and simplify, we will get the remaining part AP is to PB. Once if you got a ratio, we can apply the section formula, we can get the coordinates of P. If you go, next concept is, if find the coordinates of a point P which divides AB into 4 equal parts. Find the coordinates of the point which divides AB into 4 equal parts. We need to divide AB into 4 equal parts, means we need to go with the midpoint formula. First of all, AB line segment you take as P is a midpoint of AB, then we'll get the coordinates of P. Then take Q is a midpoint of AB, then we'll get the coordinates of Q. R is a midpoint of PB, then we can get the coordinates of R. Like this we can say that this line segment divided into 4 equal parts. This concept completed, and second exercise also completed. If you go, next one is area of the triangle. We know how to derive the area of triangle is nothing but if you take in the triangle in the you can join like this, you will get a 3 trapeziums. This is one trapezium, this is one more trapezium, and this also one more trapezium. From I want to get area of triangle, means area of this trapezium plus the area of this trapezium minus area of this third trapezium, then you will get exactly area of triangle. Here you take vertices ax1 y1 and bx2 y2. Like this we can take the vertices cx3 y3. Like that we can get area of the triangle is nothing but, based on this formula, area of triangle vertices is nothing but half mod x1 into y2 minus y3 plus x2 into y3 minus y1 plus x3 into y1 minus y2. This is the area of square units. This is always positive value. And here we can see the cyclic order x1 y2 y minus y3 x2 y3 minus y1 x3 y1 minus y. This is the formula we can derive. By using that formula we can derive. And also when the vertices are given, we can get area of triangle by applying this formula. And also find the area of the quadrilateral. Area of the quadrilateral means using this formula only we can get diagonal divided into 2 triangles. Draw the diagonal and we can get area of this triangle and as well as area of this triangle, and by applying this formula we can get both the triangles areas. Then I add, then you will get the total quadrilateral area. Next, if you go show that the points are collinear, means apply the formula area of the triangle. If answer you are getting a 0 square units, then we can conclude that those points are collinear. And sometimes they can give collinear points, find the value of k. One of the vertex they will give missing, k1 comma 2, k comma 1, or like that they can give, or k comma k, find the value of k. They will give 3 vertices, a1 comma 2, b, k comma k, c 3 comma 4 are collinear points, find the value of k. They can ask like that. And if you go, next concept is Heron's formula. Heron's formula means already we studied in the 9th standard. If you know small a distance is nothing but capital A, opposite length, small b, small c. If you know length, s is nothing but a plus b plus c by 2. Area formula is nothing but s into s minus a into s minus b into s minus c. Like this we can get a small a, small b, small c. After that finding s, we can substitute in this, we will get a square units. And after that sometimes they can give vertices there, then we need to find out the distance formula, and after that we can substitute here, then we will get area of the Heron's triangle. Sometimes they can give vertices given and find out the midpoints, and after that this area to ratio of the midpoints triangle area, then they can ask those kind of. This always divides this area of that bigger triangle is to smaller triangle, means always it will be 4:1. If area of triangle DF is to area of triangle ABC, means 1:4. Always, because it divide midpoint, by using a midpoint theorem we can get this 1:2 ratio. Thank you. This completes coordinate geometry. The next chapter is progressions. Here we are having only 3 formulas. One is nth term of the AP, and sum of n terms of AP, and nth term of the GP. Only these 3 formulas based we can solve all the problems. This is very easy chapter. Only based on numbers we can solve these problems. And if you go, where it is useful means in a progression, if a person is there, he is saving first day 10 rupees, second day 10 rupees, third day 10 rupees, like that. If we saved 100 days means what is the sum, means we can apply these formulas, we can get and also we know if the series is increasing, if the first day 10, second day 20, third day 30, like that he is saving, means we, in that case 15th day how much he can save, means we can say by using this formula. Or total sum how much he saved, means we can use this formula. Based on this real life situations, progression is very important and also very easy. And if you only based on 3 formulas we can do these problems. First of all, this is a revision class, that's why we are going very first thing, if you check whether the given series AP or not, they will give the series like this 1, 2, 5, this forms an AP or not. So here I am taking this problem only 21, 18, 15 and dash dash. It forms an AP or not means the common difference should be same. Here 18 minus 21 is minus 3 and 15 minus 18 is minus 3. Therefore the common difference is same. Then we can say that it forms an AP. Means in that way we can conclude that AP means second term minus first term is equal to third term minus second term. Then we can say it forms an AP. Like this series may be a finite or infinite series will get. If the series is ending like this 7, 13, 19 dash dash 205, if then it is countable and we can say that is a finite. If there is no ending term, we can say that is an infinite series. And also if you go, if the given series are AP, then find common difference and next 3 terms. If this series is AP, then next 3 terms. If here what is the difference? 7, 13 means the common difference is 6. Then up to 19 is there means we can write next 3 terms means here the common difference is 6 means this 19 we can add 6 again, that 6 again 19 plus 6 25 again you add 6, you will get third term or second term. Like that we can get next 3 terms. And also if you find the first term and common difference, here the first term is whenever the series is there, the first term is nothing but this is the first term is 7, in this series 21 is the first term, and the common difference is nothing but second term minus first term. If the given series is in AP, then only we can say common difference. If the given series is not AP, we cannot define the common difference. And also if you find the 10th term of the AP means we can use this formula. If you know A and D, we can find out 10th term or sum of 10 terms, whatever the concept we can find out. But first we need to, in AP series, the minimum information is A and D. Here the general form is A plus D, A plus 2D, means each term you are increasing D. That's why this is the AP series and this is the nth term formula. And after that which term of the AP is minus 81. Here if you know the nth term, we can use this 21 is their first term and 18 is the second term, 15 dash dash minus 81. He is asking in the question minus 81 is a which term in this series means here we have to use the formula A n equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Here A value is 21, D value is 18 minus 21 is nothing but minus 3 and A n value you take as minus 81. Substitute in this series A n equal to A plus n minus 1 into D, then we can get n number. If the A n we know, A we know, D also we know, then we will get n. If the n value we will get an integer part, then we can say integer means nothing but positive numbers. Then we can say that is 5th term or 10th term. If the integer part you got here n value you will get decimals means we can say that that is not a term in that series, we can conclude. But he is saying that which term of the AP means they can ask 2 types. Is there any term minus 5 is exist in this series or not? Or if they ask which term of means we need to get integer part. If sometimes they can ask is there any term 0 in that series means if you get an integer part we can say that definitely it is a term in that series. That integer also should be positive integer means 1 onwards. How many terms, how many 2-digit numbers are divisible by 3 means 2-digit numbers we need to list out. First of all we need to list out 2-digit numbers. What are the 2-digit numbers which are divisible by 3 means 12, 15, 18 and so on, 99. How many are there he is asking. Here we know A is we know, D is the common difference 15 minus 12 is 3 and A n also we are having 99. Then we substitute simply in this formula A n equal to A plus n minus 1 into D, we will get the n value. How many 2-digit numbers means, how many means we can get n value. If you go next concept, find the number of terms in the AP means this also we can use the same formula. Here A is 7 and A n is 205 and the common difference is 6, 13 minus 7. Then we can A n equal to A plus n minus 1 into D, we can get n value. Find the number of terms. If you know first term and last term and also in the common difference, then we can get number of terms how many is there in that AP. And next one more concept, 11th term is given and 16th term is given, then find the 31st term means 11th term means by using this nth term formula we can get A11 is nothing but A plus 10D and A16 is nothing but A plus 15D. Here A11 is nothing but we go given and we can elimination method we can, this is equation 1 and equation 2. we have already studied in the pair of linear equation how to do solving the linear equation into variable by elimination method or substitution. You can go any one of the method. Here we can eliminate a and find out the d, and substitute again d here, you'll get the a value based on 11th and 16th term they given. Means we can, if you know a and d, we can get a31 or a50, whatever the term we can solve. And if you go next one, 17th term exceeds the 10th term by 7, means here exceeds means nothing but more. We can write this relation as a17 minus a10 is nothing but 7. Here a17 is a plus 16d minus a plus 9d equal to 7. A will get cancelled and will get common difference directly. And whenever one relation is there, one variable only unknown we can find out. If two unknowns, two relations is given, then we can find out two unknowns. And after that, next one is nth terms of the APs are equal, then find n. Whenever two AP series is given, they nth terms are equal, they given the condition, means we can find out the n value. Simply find out the an equal to a plus n minus 1 into d, that is one equation, nth equation. And also you take an dash a plus n minus 1 into d, you will get second relation. Equate both nth terms, an equal to an dash, then you will get find the value of n. If you go find the 20th term from the end. If the series is like this 7, 13, 19, 205, from the end of the 20th term means we can get this formula by using a n minus k plus 1. This is nothing but, n is nothing but 20th term last. And also n means here we need to find out how many terms. 7, 13, 19, dash dash 205. In this series how many terms is there, that is n. And the question is asking 20th term, means you have to take as k as 20 and find out the whatever the value you will get. If you got a31 means a plus 30d, we can get, if you know a and d, we can get a 20th from the last term. Next, find the sum of 23 terms of the AP. Now if you go sum of the series, this formula you can use. Either this is first and last term are given, or this is only a and d. If you know, you can apply this formula. Here find the sum of 23 terms of the AP. If this is the AP series, what is the sum of 23 terms? Or if this is not given, sum of 23 terms. A you know 7, D is 6, then we can get S23. This formula we have to apply. If last term is there, we can get an and apply this formula. And how many terms of the AP whose sum is 78? Sum is 78 means you have to take Sn is 78. Here a is 24 and d is minus 3, and substitute in the Sn formula, you will get a quadratic equation in terms of n. Solve for that n, you will get how many terms are there, we can find out. And same situation here, find the sum of the given below. Here a is 7, here 21 by 2, and last an is 84. Use this formula, an equal to a plus n minus 1 into d, you will get a number of terms. After that number of terms, you can apply Sn or Sn, any one of the formula. Then after that, some questions may be like this. S7 sum of 7 terms, sum of 17 terms, and sum of n terms. Here sum of 7 terms they will give, sum of 17 terms he is asking sum of n terms. You have to use this formula Sn, n by 2 to a plus n minus 1 into d. You will get two relations, S7 and S17. If you solve that elimination method, a and d you will get. After that, a and d, if you substitute in the Sn formula, you will get Sn in terms of n you will get. Here also one more relation is given, Sn equal to 4n minus n square. Here a1 sum of two terms, a2, like that we need to find out. a1 is nothing but first term, nothing but in the place of 1, if you replace 1 in the place of n, you will get 4 into 1 minus 1 square, you will get the first term. In the place of 2 n, if you replace 2, sum of 2 terms you will get. I want to get second term, nothing but sum of 2 terms minus sum of 1 term, then you will get the second term. In the same thing, a3 I need to find out means, sum of 3 terms minus sum of 2 terms, you will get the third term. In the same way, we can get an, a10. An is nothing but sum of n terms minus Sn minus 1. If you go next problem, find the sum of first 40 positive integers divisible by 6. What are the first positive divisible by 6 means? You take as 6, 12, 18, like this. 40 means 240. This sum we need to find out. We know a, we know d, and we know an. We can use this formula. N value is 40. And if you go next problem, sum of 7 prices is 700, and each price is preceding 20 less than the preceding one. There are 7 prices means we can get each price you take as x minus 20, like that you have to take 7 numbers, and sum of 7 terms is 700 and n is 7. Then you substitute in this formula or in this formula, you can get a n value. You can get each price value. X value if you get, then we can find out each cash price value. And if you go, next concept is in this progression GP. This also may be chances they can ask 4 marks or 1 mark. GP means here the common ratio. Here the general form is AR square, A R power n minus 1. An is nothing but A into R power n minus 1. Here A is a first term and R is a common ratio. N is the number of terms. An is nth term. Here An is nth term of AP. A is a first term. N is number of terms. D is a common difference. Here they can ask 1 mark or 2 marks questions. Write down the nth term of the GP or AP and explain each term, or sum of n terms of an AP. They can ask, and you have to explain each term of the AP or GP. And here what are the questions they can ask means, if the given series is in GP or not, means we need to check the ratio. Here the second term by first term is equal to third term by second term and dash dash. Then it forms a GP. That is the difference. Here AP means the common difference. Each term is increasing by D. In the GP means each term ratio is same. And if you go with the next one, write the GP if A and R given, and if they write the GP series. If A and R is given, we can find out the GP form means AR square. This formula will apply. We can get the GP series. And if common ratio in GP and write next 3 terms. If they given a series and we need to find out what is the common ratio, and next 3 terms of the GP we can find out by using if I got this is the GP series 1, 2, 4, 8 like this. Second term by first term 2 by 1 is 2, and third term by second term 4 by 2 is 2. Like this we can get this forms a GP, and right next 3 terms means multiply 8 with 2 common ratio, then you will get 8 to the 16, and the next term is you will get 16 to the 32. Like that we can write how many terms we can find out. And if x plus 2, x plus 6 are in GP means we can get find the value of x means here we the GP, if since those are in GP means we can write A2 by A1 equal to A3 by A2. Substitute these values, x plus 2 by x equal to x plus 6 by x plus 2, then we can get transpose and we can get the value of x. Same way, find the 20th term and nth term of the GP. They can ask, they will give the GP series, and they can ask what is the 20th term and also what is the nth term. And based on the series, first thing we need to find out A and what is common ratio. If you know the 2 things, we can find out the 20th term and nth term of the GP. If you take which term of the GP is 128 means in this series 2 root 2, 4 like that is there. First of all find out A and R, then we can get this 128 you take as An. In this formula you have to substitute An equal to A into R power n minus 1. Here nth term you have to take as 128, A is 2 and R is root 2 and n is we need to find out. We can, if you substitute in this, we will get the which term of the GP is 128. If sometimes they can give third and sixth term of the GP, then we can get 10th term of the GP. Here third and sixth term means here third term they will give, sixth term they will give. Here what is the difference means in the AP we will give elimination method. In the GP we need to divide equation 2 by equation 1. One of the variable A should be eliminated, then you will get R. If substitute that R in the other equation, we will get A. Then if you know A and R, we can get whatever the term in the GP series. And also fourth and 7th term of the GP are given. Find the common geometric series we can find out. Similarly, and nth terms of the GP are equal, we can get n value. Same process whereas done in the AP. Thank you. This completes the progressions.